One of the biggest inhibitions that you have in your relationships, the thing that's stopping you from having the best relationship that you can possibly have, is this idea which I'll share with you. And it was brought up as I was thinking of all the contentions that people have when it comes to, when I bring up the idea, open relationship. They couldn't possibly imagine their partner being with somebody else, and worse, having an amazing time with somebody else other than them, whether biblically or not. And so this idea not only applies in those contentions that people have when it comes to open relationships. This idea is actually deeply rooted, and it applies to your life entirely, because it's an axiomatic idea. It's a central tenet, it's a central belief that you have about life, and it affects your relationships, it affects your friendships, it affects your businesses, your partnerships, whichever the case. All relationships it affects. And this idea is how I refer to as worthifulness and deservedness. I like to say that the central tenet to my existence is worthifulness and deservedness. So let me explain to you what that is. The opposite of being worthiful and deserved is to be entitled. To be entitled is to say, for example, in the area of relationship, when you receive the title of boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, spouse, wife, fiance, whatever the case is, once you receive that title, you now feel you are to receive a preferential treatment or a specific kind of treatment based on specifically your title alone. And I want you to really think about that. You don't look for a special treatment because of what you deserve or because of what you feel you've earned, but only because of the title which you hold. Because of your title, you expect, because you have the title boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, husband, wife, because you have that title, you now feel you should be getting a special kind of treatment, a special kind of love, a special kind of communication. And most people, they just end up just going to pot, just letting go, and not pursuing the things that they want. They now have the title of a married couple, they now have the title of husband and wife, and they now no longer focus on earning the desire or being deserved of the desire, being deserved of the seduction, being deserved of the attraction. Well, this person is supposed to love me forever and ever and ever because I am his or her wife or husband. That is what I refer. This is what you call entitlement. To be treated in a particular way strictly based on title. To be entitled. Now, the opposite of that is how I refer to the central theme to my existence, which is worthifulness, deservedness. I like to say that I never want something which I don't feel I deserve. And I'll explain that and I'll break it down. Never want something which you don't feel you deserve. Because if you want something which you don't feel you deserve, you want something but you don't feel you deserve it, your psychology will always sabotage that relationship. If you feel you don't deserve your partner, you want your partner but you don't feel you deserve your partner, you will always persistently fear losing your partner to someone who does deserve it. When do you actually own for example, if I were to give you a $400,000 supercar, like a Bugatti or something, let's say I gave you a Bugatti. When do you actually own that Bugatti? You own that Bugatti when you can, one, afford the insurance, and two, you don't have to stay awake at night fearing somebody might scratch it in the middle of the parking lot. You only own that Bugatti when you can easily replace it? If you can't easily replace your Bugatti and you can't sleep at night and you sleep 2 hours a night because you spent this 6 hours fearing something might happen to the car, then that car owns you. Do you savvy? You don't own that car owns you. What is the difference in behavior here? The difference in behavior is that the entitled person doesn't do any work, doesn't make any effort at all in consistently, persistently deserving the thing that they would like. The opposite of that is being deserving and worthyful. To be worthifulness is a state of being worthyful. And how you get there is you enhance yourself so you can always deserve the thing that you want. You want something, and so what you do is you work at deserving it. You always earn every single day the attraction and the desire of your partner. Never for one day you feel entitled to your partner's desire and attraction. You, for example, just because you're partners doesn't mean they're obligated to have sex with you or obligated to communicate with you in any way other than the merited communication. Say hello to the camera. Are you looking? Look at the bright lights. You're a superstar. So the primary takeaway here is that look in your life and in your relationships where you feel you want something yet you don't feel you deserve it. And in those areas, enhance yourself, work at enhancing yourself so that you can deserve those things and never become entitled to any preferential treatment. But expect that when you deserve something, you will get an abundance of it, and that's the irony.